Everyone can see?
Yes, sir.
Screen. Wait, I'll just make a full screen. Fine, you can see everyone, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll start. Fine.
Yes, sir. Please start.
Okay. Now, because of the narrow plot, and I wanted to give some sculptural effect, uh, some kind of icon, to be created over there. So I was carrying this drawing roll in my hand, and suddenly uh, the concept, as I can say, or the inspiration, just started coming out. Why don't I try some kind of this design? And here we can see this was a handmade perspective created, and on this lines we worked out this plan, and because we can't do much over here, so we had this open kind of floating staircase and entrance lobby foyer and the lifts and everything. This is how an actual building was created at site, almost the same lines, and today also it is coming over there. My point is only that, okay, we can, the concept is derived, by by keeping our eyes and mind open, somewhere it is from the site, somewhere it is from, I was carrying a drawing roll in my hand and suddenly I thought, why don't I try this one? Now, very interesting, the spike you can see, which is bright red in color, that time red, or even today red, is very, very difficult to use by any architects. So we were standing on the site, and then suddenly a red Ferrari passed by, and my client was distracted, and he said, okay, see Deepak, this Ferrari, what a beautiful. And I thought, why don't I try with this red color on the top as a crown, and this is how the crown was created, red, and it is today also really talk of the town, the red crown building wala, the cow wala, it is over there. So point is, you derive the inspiration, derive the concept from anything, keep your mind open, keep your eyes open, and you can get it. But this is all aesthetic concept, honestly, but architectural concept mainly comes right from the context of the site or the brief the client gives you. This is another building we have done in Chennai again. Now here it was abutting a 200 feet wide road. So how to create an icon and how to really, make a statement of your building, which is, on the beautiful road coming out. So we tried with 108 feet high atrium. This is a actual picture, I'll tell you. You can see this 108 feet high atrium. Now, this atrium, so the person enters from here. This is called a bubble atrium, there was a small, because of the volume we wanted to create, there is a small entrance lobby, and then there's a large atrium from where there are this glass lift flanking up and down going there. So this building, a statement is also created this way. Again, this is an aesthetic, of course, but apart from that, it is part of the structure. It becomes a huge entrance lobby kind of an effect, the volume created inside, and it creates a good, a statement by itself. Then competition. Let me tell you, sometimes we are scared of taking part in competitions, especially when it is an international competition. This project at Dubai, it was a kind of a close competition held by the client, and he wanted to take us, to give us some kind of a design which is different, And there were some foreign architects, some Indian architects also to be part of it. This is Aura Marina on Marina, Dubai. This is an actual picture of the site. On the left hand side, this is taken from our building balcony. And this is what the marina. Marina is a most landmark area, artificially created water body for yachts and the boating and all those facilities created there. We can see this natural, the curvature, the road which is passing by, and the right side is the marina water. This water is extracted right from the sea and used for yachts to be parked there, and they can go out onto the sea and use it. We tried to create this same marina as my concept. The marina water, as any water, creates ripples, or we can say waves. This water ripples was transformed on the building by means of our decks, or we call balconies, large balconies. I wanted to make this water ripple right from this water to earth onto the building and to be merged with the sky. Here we can see the actual picture, how these water waves were created, how those balconies were created. On the right side is an actual thing. So by creating this, I wanted to create an organic structure. The whole concept was taken into that fashion. By giving this large decks, what we see here, it was a double height and single height decks created there. Due to the waves effect, we created alternate waves intersecting each other. So somewhere the deck was having a double height and somewhere it is single height. Double height was to be used as mainly winter deck. So they had a very good winter over there. And right from October, November to February, they had a good winter. So they can use double height over there. And single height was used during the harsh summer. So by creating this water waves kind of an effect on the building by means of balconies and deck, we somehow able to form this. So the occupant can use whatever way, during whatever their mood, they can use in both ways, either in summer or winter or double height or single height. So this was created, and nice winter decks and sunbathing was to be used over there for barbecues and relaxations and all those things. Here we can see the floor plan, balconies and decks. The planning was also very difficult over there. Lower floor were having one bedroom, then two bedroom, and then by merging we had three, and then duplexes and all those things. This is a deck we can see, and here we can see the intersection of two decks. This is an actual picture how the balconies, decks, and the waterways, how this intersection. Here we can see double height. Here is a single height. This is the waves effect we can see during night hours, also the reflection, how it comes over there. On the right hand side is the cloud effect of the building taken up. So this was in Dubai, and it was a pure competition which we took part over there. We won it, and when we gave the design to the Dubai municipality for approval also, they liked it very much, and they said that they really want some kind of an asset to be created over there. This is the way we have done it. This is a picture again. So again, to tell all of you, the concept is derived right from the site. Here, the site context was the marina water. We took that waves, we transformed it by means of balconies and decks, which was taken upstairs. And this is a perspective handmade, we have done it. And the right hand side, we can see the actual buildings. This is another building we have taken up in Chennai, which we received an II award for excellence in architecture. You must be knowing in India there are very few actual awards to be given to architects where a stringent scrutiny of your entries to be done by more than 2021 architects over here, all leading architects of India. They were jury over here, and they have stringently went and checked up the design criterias, the concept and everything. Here again, the site was a very beautiful site. We can see Bay of Bengal over here. The site is here, and the backside there was a backwater lagoon, which was called as a Buckingham Canal. This is a site condition. Again, we wanted to take advantage of the site and how to take these beautiful views and how to take up the sea views as part of my design. Here we can see again the sea view, the backwater view, the building location, which was amazingly good. And this is the site what was given to us. The problem over here was that the site, due to the CRZ zone, it was a narrow site, and again due to CRZ, we have to live. We can see 12 meters from the CRZ zone, and at the back side again, there was CRZ high tide line. So we have to design our building within this. We have to consume the client's FSI. This was a builder's project. It client FSI to be consumed, as well as we have to uh, take advantage of the fantastic location. Now, how to give this? So if I had done this regular rectangular building, so hardly I could have given some 4-5 rooms only the sea view, and the rest would have been at the back side. So we tried with this type of angular. And then we finally developed into this where we can see most of the rooms or almost all the rooms were having sea view, as well as they were having the rare lagoon view, which was very, very difficult to obtain it because of the narrow width of the plot and because of the CRZ implicated. I will show you the next slide. Yeah, sorry. Here we can see the sense of openness, like how the rooms are located, and each and every apartment was almost 180-degree open. With the constraint of the site, with the narrow width of the plot, again, we tried to give this type of a solution, which has really come out very well at site. This is a site plan actual with the landscaping also complementing with our angular pattern of the design, the flooring pattern, everything goes in that lines. This is an actual floor plan, how it is taken. We can see the 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 orientation and especially the size and rooms and the opening up on the both side of living dining. Somewhere even the toilets were getting the nice view where we have tried to take the whole window right to the bottom of the floor and given over there a bathtub or something bathing area so that they can enjoy a real sea view because of there was a full privacy and there was no building nearby. Here we can see to achieve the maximum view and the climatically, I wanted to give some kind of a natural shaded pattern. So the cuboids were juxtaposition in such a way. Here we can see, okay, this is my sketch, and here we can see the upper and lower floor were created a self-shading to avoid the the, the harsh weather of the Chennai as well as the glare of the sea. This is created for that reason. Here we can see how the buildings are taken care of and how this is an actual image of the cuboids, moving in and out and creating these balconies, which are again shaded, which is useful in that weather. These are the actual views created because of this, where all the rooms were getting this view. The sun path was studied during whole hours how the building get a self-shaded self-shaded of the whole building onto the room. And here this is a to avoid glare of the sea. This was helping this way. Cross ventilation to all the rooms, almost practically each and every room. And apart from sea view, cross ventilation. This is an angle design. The clubhouse merged with the landscape. This is a picture. Now, again, an international competition, which we have won for our Indian embassy at Maldives. Here, I'm not showing much of the design input, but here also the concept was very different. And it was a competition taken part by some 6 to 7 international architects. And in that, we have won, and the project is very much on the final stage of approval, and we are going to start immediately within some time. Same way, this was another project for embassy in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, where it was very interestingly, we have taken all our Indian heritage, all our culture, lot of our Indian themes and that part of it, because we wanted our Indian architecture, Indian heritage to be an ambassador by means of our design into this embassy. It's a beautifully done up concept over there. I will show you some slides how we derived the concept. The site was clean, neat square, absolute square. We wanted to use some of our vastu also, because since it was a square, we want to take advantage of that, which we converted into 9 squares. This 9 square represents our Navgraha. Again, my Indian context, which I wanted to transfer into a foreign land. Here we can see how opening out of the Brahmastan was created in the center. Then, as per the requirement, we had a chancery. Chancery is their office areas, and there is a residence over there. So we have created this kind of, which is also useful for wind direction, wind flow, and all those things. And there were 4 squares created. So how a site also can be used, for deriving a concept, and how we can fit up our requirement and brief within that context itself. This is how it was done. The blue shows the chancery. The yellow at the back is the residence to be used by them. And there were green areas, and all the 4 sides was a road. We use Indian context as our concept, architectural fusion, which is Indian and Islamic architecture, climate responsive design, sustainable was very important thing. We use some subsoil cooling system and everything over there. And this is the way technology also was part of our design. These are some of them. On the right hand side, we can see how the moat water was taken because of the heat and weather, and how the cool air was taken into the sloping walls. The sloping walls represent our Indian fort over there. There were jalis taken over there, and how the cool air is then taken up and used. This is the way we have tried with this alternative. This is another project completed in 6 months, by sitting in Mumbai. Again, a competition project in Maldives where they wanted a food court. So right from start to inception to completion, it took only 6 months. It is all a combination of concrete and MS steel and metal and all this. Here we can see a completed photograph. Now we are designing a very interesting building, which is almost for the first time in India, looks like a twisted building. We can see on this left hand side, the perspective is a twisted building, but building is straight. The floors we can see on the right hand side becomes the effect of the twist. Why we have taken this? Because the plot was abutting with the three side of a major road and some kind of a timeless masterpiece we wanted to create. This again was a competition project. Client invited some 5 to 6 architects from India. They were all leading architects, and we have got this project. It is absolutely simple, neat, clean structure, but it becomes a sculptural piece by giving its own statement. How the building on an intersection of three major road should come out at any angle, anywhere you can see this twist. So this is the first twisted building. We are Plans are approved now. Immediately now we'll be starting the work. And this is the way this twisted building was created. As I explained you, it is a futuristic, timeless. The twist of 3 degrees at every floor, totaling to something 39 degrees of total, creating a sculpture in a cityscape, and by itself becomes a three-dimensional. With the rotation of the floor plate becomes a three-dimensional. So these are some buildings which we wanted to show you. Okay. We wanted to explain to all of them how a concept is derived right from the site context, somewhere from keeping just your eyes and mind open, and somewhere by what we want to really give. And this is the way we have tried to solve the design problems, how to start design and how to come to a concept, and the same thing is completed at the site. Good. Anything else, Nikhil? Any questions?
Participants who are interested for like they have any queries, they can ask in the chat box.
Yeah, these are
So
the
there
very
is a
few projects we have shown, but they can go to our website and they can get some of the more projects for they can use. I am receiving from Surbi.
yes, sir. There is a question from Surbi like you have used glass in majority of your buildings. How do you propose to make it sustainable, considering
Yeah,
today's need of sustainability?
yeah. This actually, all the buildings, as I showed you, some of the buildings are glass. The glass itself, is a highly sustainable material. Why? I'm telling you by means of what? You can have E-value glasses where 95% of the ultraviolet rays are being blocked. So that way the energy has been saved, and that way, I'm sorry, low E-value glass, and that way energy is saved, air conditioning is saved, and the heat is not taken inside. So glass itself is a very, very good material. It is modern, it is futuristic. Of course, it is what we have not used, but it is one of the best material we can. And apart from that, within that, we can create lot of things, not only glass, by means of ventilations and lot of things you can get created, and you can make a building sustainable by itself.
There is a next question from Nandini Menon. Like, what is your take on the current situation, and what changes would you make to your designs considering the pandemic of COVID-19 and social
Oh,
distancing?
very important. Now, actually, with the current situation, I think the all architects, we have to look at the new design criteria also. Example, I was just sitting at home, working on some residential designs where the new the new work we will have to give it to the developers and builders. I'm talking about them first, is related to uh, the good planning, then use of work from home culture. Here we are working on uh, zero wastage architecture, or I can say no waste architecture, where even internal walls, 6-inch walls, we have tried to use within our furnitures or whichever this thing, and how to use all this thing by using very very less wastage of spaces in the building, in the flat. Also, with this COVID situation, social distancing, of course, outside for office and everything, we have to work out with interiors and designing that. But here, for residences also, work from home. A father will having his own space because they will be using video conferencing. A mother will be using. A child will be using. So there will be a special spaces for work from home design. We all have to go into that design.
Next
Ishita.
question is from Ishita.
Mhm.
Considering many of your projects have futuristic curvilinear designs, where most of the curves created using segmented glass panels, or did some of them have specially fabricated curved panels too?
No, not necessarily required. It is all segmented. I mean, I tell you, we have designed a glass facade building something in 1995, I think, 25 years back. There were hardly any glass buildings coming up in India. There we had a facade which was curved and which were using a segmented sections. That segmented mullions which are inside, which are not exposed, can be used, you know, so no need of having a curved glass panels, because curved glass is very, very expensive. And small segments as per the curvature can be created. And as I'm using more of a curve, you must have seen somewhere, like Zahadis has always told, okay, there is a 360-degree, then why we are restricting to some fixed planes? Curvature also gives lot of design statements to our building. So because of that, we are using mainly into that. Apart from that, the design itself becomes more of a fluidity, more of a liquid by nature, and it gives a good concept by itself. Vastu in the projects, or
Yes, sir.
it is up to the client. Manvir, I will tell you, it is up to the client. As of myself, I don't believe in Vastu. My own office is not Vastu, my residence is not Vastu, but by clients, they want it, so we give it. And apart from that, some of the clients, we have projects in South. Believe me, there, one of the project, we had a 1,500 flats or something, I think so. All the apartment were as per the Vastu. So client is our big thing. We have to look at the client, and only then we survive. I mean, to the survive by means of a profession. So we can do it if the client wants, otherwise we can avoid.
Next question is from Vimala. It's
Mhm.
like due to increase in the population growth, and
Mhm.
apartment is the only choice as we know of. So what you taken on it, sir, and possible alternative to apartment culture in current context?
Huh. See, apartments is going to come up. what we were seeing this into 4 metros has gone to 8 metro cities. And now in the rural areas also, slowly, apartment only will take up. The sizes will be different. In Mumbai, the real estate prices are very high. So the sizes, in 2 bedroom, it has to say 700 or 800 square feet, we have to fit up. In go to small towns, it will fit up in, we can do in 1,000 square feet or more. But apartment has to be done. Second thing, why apartments? Because if you have suppose if you have a large, say plot where the client want to put up a bungalows, okay, villas. Now you tell me the whole of the land is totally occupied by bungalows, okay, and the open space or green areas are left out is very less and few. Instead of that, you go for an apartment building. I would say go for tower structures. You see the openness, the green area surrounding is tremendous. So a natural green area, a natural oxygen is created everywhere. And this is the way which will be really useful. So future will be apartments, especially in India, because our population growth is tremendous. And to house all of them, we'll have to go for apartment culture and maybe with the high rises. What is next?
Uh, what space ratio you suggest indoor versus outdoor for any project?
So indoor versus outdoor, no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. See, one second. I'm making some sketch over here, so it will be useful for me. See, for any, I'm talking about the land and the plot. The question is for plot or inside of an apartment. I don't know, but I'm talking about a land. Now, if you have a land over there, I would say the plinth area, the ground coverage area of a building should be not more than 30%. And 70% should be kept open with nice, beautiful landscaping, lot of green areas, uh, lot of, I can say, we can go into depth of a landscape with a landscape architect and create some trees and vegetations which gives huge oxygen. Now in today's COVID, the one thing we all realize, oxygen matters a lot. Now this is how we can create lot of oxygen areas, lot of green areas, lot of landscaping areas. So I proportionally think 30% to 70% should be the ratio. 30 is constructed and 70 is open. What is
Uh,
this?
what is your
Next.
opinion on BMC norms to be revised for open space
Ah,
considering social distancing?
yes, they will have to consider, not for COVID, but otherwise also, the
Mhm.
BMC, our bylaws, it is very unfortunate for architects like us. It is not designed by architects. They are not designed, I mean the design of the bylaws, I mean to say, they are not formed by architects. They are formed by some engineers or some bureaucrats or some of these people. They hardly know, I'm sorry to say, I'm not criticizing them, but they hardly know what kind of culture we want to live in. What is our the individual style of living in an apartment is. Like suppose you go to suburbs, now they have increased the FSI to 3 and 4, which they should have done it long time back. So the bylaws with the open space, with the social distance, with lot of things have to be thought of, and 100% they will have to use with today's situations how to take control of this COVID in future or some kind of epidemic comes, how to take control by this change of bylaws.
Next question is from Ishita. She like to ask which is the better option, a high-rise apartment with an individual garden or terrace, or a large open space at the ground level for everyone?
See, there should be a large open space. As I'm telling you, 70% is the open space they should keep on the ground level with landscaping. And the tower also, they should allow open to sky terraces. They should allow nice garden apartments. I cannot show you here, but we have done a project in Chennai. It's a beautiful project. Somehow it is not able to start now, where huge terraces, huge open space. The apartment area was 1500 square feet, the covered area, and the terraces were 1000 square feet. Believe me, terraces are 1000 square feet. And this is the way we can create our own oxygen parlor in front of our apartment by creating a landscape garden also over there, as well as there's a large landscape garden at the ground level. So, not just imagine the greenery we creating, the green space. This is what the need of an hour for the next building, where our bylaws and our regulators have to look at it and give this kind of concessionals to create such buildings.
Thank you everyone for your time, and thank you, sir. We have a very good and informative session for today.
So Maitri is there, Maitri.
Yeah. So if participant you have more question to ask, you can drop us on our mail ID or WhatsApp. So we'll forward to the sir.
Yeah, sure. Anything you
Thank
can
you.
visit our website, you'll get a lot of, or visit our Instagram, you may get a lot of things over.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir. Uh,
Thank you very much. Thank you.
stay healthy. Yes, sir. Thank you.